In the fast-moving world of news, it's easy to miss the meaning between the lines. That's where we come in. Each episode, we take real headlines from Newsline Philippines and let AI break them down. Not just the what, but the why it matters.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. We've got an interesting source today.
Yeah, we're looking at a news report, came out just yesterday, May 21st, from Newsline Philippines. It's about a pretty big change for some folks.
That's right. It concerns financial help for senior citizens, specifically in Davao City, a local policy shift.
And, our goal here is to really unpack this for you, cut through the details and pull out the most important bits. What's the decision? Why did they make it? Who gets the help? And how does it actually work?
Yeah, getting the practical details is key. This isn't just abstract policy. It affects people directly.
Totally. And the thing that jumps out immediately, the reason it's making news, is the size of this change. We're talking about a doubling of the annual aid for seniors who qualify.
A doubling, that's substantial.
Yeah.
Okay, so where should we start?
Let's start with the what actually happened.
Okay, so the core event reported is that the Davao City Council gave the green light to amend an existing ordinance.
An ordinance, right? Like a local law.
Yeah, that's exactly. This one is ordinance number 095422. And the amendment, it passed its third and final reading just this Tuesday. So it's official now, at the council level at least.
And the result of that change, what does it mean in peso terms?
It means the annual financial assistance for each qualifying senior goes up. It was $1,500 a year. And now it's jumping to $3,000 a year.
Wow. Okay, so that's literally double the amount. That's significant help.
It really is. And the article gives us a clear reason why they pushed for this.
Which is? Healthcare
costs. The author of the amendment, Councilor Pilar Braga, was quoted saying the aim is to help seniors cope with, the financial burden of healthcare.
Makes sense. That's often a huge expense.
Yeah, she specifically mentioned maintenance medicines, the regular prescriptions people need. That cost was a key driver.
Right. And it wasn't just her saying this, was it?
No, the head of the City Social Welfare and Development Office, the CSWDO.
Julie Deade.
That's the one. She apparently backed the increase too, saying, rising medical costs basically made this necessary.
So it seems like a direct response to a known problem for seniors there. Healthcare is expensive, period.
Exactly. It shows how local government can try to address these real-world pressures.
Okay, so if it's aimed at seniors dealing with costs, who exactly qualifies for this doubled amount? What are the rules?
Pretty straightforward, according to the source. First, you need to be 60 years old or older.
Okay, standard senior age.
And you need a valid senior citizen's ID. But specifically one issued by the Office for Senior Citizens Affairs, or OSCA.
Got it. So age 60 plus and the official OSCA ID. What about people who turn 60 halfway through the year?
Good question. The article mentions that. If your 60th birthday falls between June and December, you get added to the list, but you become eligible for the payout the following year.
Okay, so there's an annual cutoff for the current year's payout list. That makes sense for planning.
It seems so. And to give you a sense of scale, the article cited numbers from 2024.
How many people are we talking about?
Around 168,799 registered seniors in Davao City.
Wow, nearly 170,000 people. That's a lot of potential beneficiaries for this increase.
It really highlights the potential impact, yeah.
Yeah.
The ordinance also apparently encourages seniors to join accredited barangay groups.
Oh, why is that?
The article suggests it's a way for them to stay informed, maybe about this program and others, sort of linking community involvement with access.
Interesting angle. Okay, let's talk logistics. How does someone actually get this $3,000? What's the process?
The source gives a specific time frame for the payout. It's planned between July and October each year.
July to October? Any reason for that window?
Yes. The article notes it's intentionally timed to coincide with Elderly Filipino Week.
Oh, that's a nice touch. A symbolic timing.
It is. Now, what about seniors who physically can't go collect the money, like if they're bedridden?
Yeah, that's a really important practical point. Did they address that?
They did. The report says bedridden seniors can have a representative collect the aid for them.
Okay, but is it just anyone?
No, there's a process. The representative needs to be certified, and crucially, it requires medical clearance from the CSWDO social worker assigned to that senior.
Right, so there are checks involved. It's good they thought about ensuring access for the most vulnerable.
Definitely. It's a necessary provision.
And what if the money just isn't claimed? For whatever reason, someone doesn't pick it up during that July-October window.
The source is clear on that too. Any funds left unclaimed after the payout period ends, they don't just disappear.
No.
No, they have to be returned to the city treasurer's office within 5 days.
Okay, clear accountability for the funds. That's good. And where's this extra money coming from? Doubling the aid costs something.
The article states it'll be funded from the city's annual budget.
Straight from the city coffers.
Yep. And it also mentions that the whole process will follow the usual government auditing rules. Standard procedure for public money.
Makes sense. So city budget, normal audits. Is there a timeline for when this might actually start people getting the $3,000?
Well, Councilor Braga, the one who authored the amendment, sounded optimistic according to the report.
Yeah.
She apparently hopes implementation could maybe start as early as June.
Oh, wow, that soon.
Potentially. But the article adds a caveat. It's still pending the final approval from Mayor Sebastian Duterte.
Ah, okay. So, council approved, but needs the mayor's sign-off before it's fully a go. Still, potentially quite fast.
It really shows how things can move from legislative action to, well, potential real-world impact relatively quickly sometimes.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see that process laid out.
So just to recap what we pulled from this Newsline Philippines piece, the big news is this doubling of annual financial aid for qualified seniors in Davao.
From $1,500 to $3,000. And the main driver, the why behind it, according to the source, is tackling those rising healthcare costs.
Especially maintenance meds, yeah. That was the specific concern highlighted.
Eligibility is pretty clear. Age 60 plus says valid OSCA ID. And it affects a large group. What was it, over 168,000 registered seniors back in 2024?
That's the figure cited, yes. And we've got the payout details. July-October window aligning with Elderly Filipino Week.
Right, and those important provisions for bedridden seniors using certified reps, plus the rule about returning unclaimed funds quickly.
And finally, the funding source, the city's annual budget, subject to standard audits, with potential rollout maybe even starting in June, pending the mayor's approval.
So you listening should now have a really clear picture of this specific change happening in Davao City, based purely on what this news source reported.
Exactly. It's a concrete policy shift aimed directly at easing a specific financial pressure healthcare cost for the city's elderly population. It frames the government's action around that need.
It really does. It connects the dots between the policy and the problem it's trying to solve. Now, thinking about that stated reason, rising healthcare costs, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? It leaves you with a thought to chew on.
What's that?
Well, given that healthcare costs are the explicit driver for doubling this aid, how might this policy reflect maybe wider economic challenges that seniors are facing? And thinking beyond just this cash payout, what other kinds of support might really work alongside this money to truly ease their overall burden? What else might be needed?